welcome. We shall love, we shall happy. We shall never, never forget you. Our dear visitors, you are welcome. We welcome you today to this location. We shall love, we shall happy. We shall never, never forget you. Our dear mommy, you are welcome. We welcome you today to this location. We shall love, we shall happy. We shall never, never forget you. Our dear sisters, you are welcome. We welcome you today to this location. We shall love, we shall happy.
I grow
We shall never
sorghum, potatoes, groundnuts, and herbal orchards. We use agriculture for substantial, we call it substance what? Living, not for commercial. Not because we do not want to do it for commercial basis, but we are limited the way of doing it. We use hand hoes, we use plows pulled by the bulls, and sometimes we cannot even afford hiring, especially when you go to the lower level in the village. People are still poor, not because they want to be poor, but they have little resources.
If you're not going to work hard, if you don't wake up in the morning and go and work, you're not going to eat. In our communities here, in the rural communities, there are people who have composed songs to tell people that wake up in the morning, throw away the blanket, wake up and go to the garden, go and work so that you are able to take care of your family, so that you are able to take care of yourself. Gone are those days of begging. Even now, when you see, initially in these rural places, you'd find a home, and then there are so many dependents. See, during that time of our grandfathers, people were generous. The land was very fertile. You would plant and the harvest would be so big. The granaries all would be full of food. So they will pick millet, bang the millet, make the local brew, and people celebrate. But now, we have the cows that would plow. We don't have those cows now. People have to use the hoes. As you use the hoe, you don't work in a bigger place. You just work in a small place and you go back home.
Eitai means that people coming together to support one another. People coming together to work for their friends. And under Eitai, there is a lot of sharing. There's a lot of sharing work, food, and drinking. Then Eitai still promotes unity among the community members. So with Eitai, it's a very good one which brings everyone to work together. And I told you, when you work as a team, you even simplify the work. You even get more food. You even get a lot of work done. And you find people sharing very many things. They share to work in the garden, they share the food, they share fetching water to come and drink together, and it promotes peace, unity, and love under Eitai. Going to work in one's garden, and they could finish weeding the garden in one day. Even planting and then harvesting, they do it under Eitai. Then after doing Eitai, that is if it is garden work or planting, after that you come and they have a meal together. But before a meal, the same group of women, for example, go and fetch water in a group, in a team, and bring that water Some water will be used in the kitchen, some water will be used for bathing. The sharing of the brew with the pipe, see, that one is showing you that they are not selfish. You'll never be selfish with the local brew or even food. Then these tubes here, when you are drinking, you give your neighbor, you give this one. You can pair two people to share. The calabash goes around, and there was no complaint. So our culture is very rich, and we need to preserve it for tomorrow. Yes.
Way back in 1985, 86, 87, 88 there, we had the Karamojong cattle rustling, where the Karamojong came and removed, they stole all the cows in our area here, in our locality. And at that time, life was really hard. Yeah, because of the Karamojongs raiding our cattle, the people of Teso also decided to take up arms against the government. They said that the government never cared and never protected their property. So they took up arms, and we had also the rebel insurgency in the region. Actually, even my two brothers joined the rebellion, and they got killed while they were fighting the government of Uganda. So it also brought another challenge. Now, the soldiers also used to come here home and begin beating up the people at home here, saying, we want you people to tell us where your children are, your sons. They beat up the father, they beat up the mother, they almost even killing my sister because they thought she knew where the brothers were.
The conflict itself came, people are angry of power here and there. So when war broke, everybody comes to this whole system. So when the cows were taken from Teso, that was the only thing they were relying on their income. So we started fighting here and there. The systems broke down.
In the African context, I would say it has been an interesting journey, right from being a kid, growing up in a rural local community back then when the community of Teso was having issues of cattle rustling, and there was a bit of insurgency due to the LRA war and so forth. So my childhood has not been an amazing one because there were a lot of interruptions as far as education is concerned, accessing food is concerned, accessing basic needs has actually been a big challenge. But yes, we struggled through.
In fact, it was just after these cattle raids and the civil war that we had, that took people to different parts of the country. Most people went to Kampala, Busoga, Mbale, so they crossed the Nile. So during that time, when people came back, they came with different cultures. They copied different cultures.
A person like me, I'm a drunkard. Maybe I will get some bit of money. Then I go and buy meat and go to drink. Then I came to my place, whereby I will go and go to sleep until tomorrow again.
Ako korda ma me akine da ma me tege da ma me aitenge da ma me atione pole jares jare wala jari yango para se una rebera wala jeki na mat dumuji kapuli dumuni alosa mata alosa pakasa kapata igure lupe ai boka choka chapu mogone tunga waen.
In 89, 90, 91, that's when now, that is the period we got introduced to these issues of HIV and AIDS. And that is actually in 90 is when we registered in this village the first death. At first, when people were just hearing, it appeared as if it was just a rumor. And at that time, people still believed that it was a witchcraft.
Yeah, so having all those issues, the Karamojons, the soldiers also, and the rebellism, coupled with the HIV/AIDS, distorted the community arrangement.
Narai. Ubuntu doni so takan boda takan bedeka. Do de pun legi artur ni sadumuni. Bala ara jaber na jay nebi ngina. Amoy tina boyo tornesi. Bu amoy tingino twana. Bundo nesi ko nyom mobu ulimo kangara be. Ejation so arona rebi akuriana obo kuriana kimobu itodike. Akuria poto kuria katengunoi. Idolo joni jasi kuidarai. I took it to the kinere pit. Down and mam jay boki nejite ni nyuntu enani.
One of the biggest problems that HIV/AIDS people get, or people who have been diagnosed with HIV, is accepting the diagnosis or accepting the test. It's very difficult to accept. Looking at the myth, looking at our culture. Remember, in African culture, we don't talk about sex. We don't talk about sex in public. And that is one of the biggest problems we had also. Talk to the communities about the myths that were surrounding then HIV, because people said even if you shared plates, even if you shared cups, even if you lived in one house, you'd get HIV. So when people learned that a family member was having HIV, people abandoned you. And once you abandon, psychologically you are tortured, eventually you feel more sick, and that is the time we are losing so many people. As per now, in my region, in Teso region, HIV is again getting a little higher. Why? Because the older men want to love the younger girls. The younger girls, the young women want to love the older men because they will get money. The girls are expecting phones, they're expecting chicken, they're expecting chips, they're expecting fancy dressing. And of course, the big man is able to give all that. But giving you sex, and you never know for even the big man, it could be this little girl giving you HIV. Because you may not be the only person. He may be moving from one person to the other because they are looking for money, they are looking for the same. In that process, you are taking HIV back to your family. Maybe to your wife that has lived with you for 20 years or so, you take HIV home.
Ekusete kwani kwami mwana kwa de pole kwami so lijo chorone pole kwam lo ikeuna kipane na polo no do ikito ni support kidio kototunga ni saya wakero da parasha no apole po ikita kwa mama kwa pa kuse kwamu.
And those trees, some of them were medicinal. Yes. If you see some of them, they used to get the bark of the tree and the leaves and the root. So you could see even that these barks are new compared to the old tree that you could see. Yes. I have fears. The world is under threats on climate change. It's really bad because man has just decided to harass the environment. We have destroyed the rocks. We have destroyed the anthills. So for me as a woman, I feel so much bad about the harassment that man has done to the environment. The climate change is being caused by us, the human beings. Because when you cut the tree and yet you have not planted the tree, the natural trees that were planted by God, all are gone. All are gone completely. Whether it is for the fruit, they have cut. Whether it was shade, they have cut. And when you see the way they are cutting, it's at a high rate compared to the planting.
I must tell you, when I grew up, we rains, we didn't have like 2 seasons, I would say. There were torrential rains. Season out, season in, we used to have rains. And the planting of crops and the growing of crops was really the ideal situation, you know. But at the moment, it's not the case. We have heat in Teso starting from November up to March sometime.
But we are worried about the environment, the climate change which has affected us. And because of this climate change, that's where a lot of domestic violence has come out now. There's a lot of domestic violence because people are poor, people don't have what to do, people have cut trees. Now the environment has changed, the rain pattern has changed, everything has changed. You can receive rain when it is not time for rain.
In general, when we look at the young people, the biggest challenges for the girls has actually been school dropout. And when we categorize school dropouts, there has been a lot of issues that make them drop out of school. When we look at early marriages, we look at issues of lack of scholastic materials for these kids, lack of menstrual hygiene information and resources to make them go through that situation. When we look at the boys as well, there have been issues around drug abuse due to the frustrations throughout the community, maybe the parents lacking to pay their school fees, provide them the materials they need, so they resort into such kind of issues.
Joko mismara isoma hiyo, pero kita dumna sabuni kati bara yang. Pero kan ngoda dumna sabuni, kan ngodi kau tapi sabuni. Well kan ngoda kan itu dan kina da, pero ngoda dari nalemu ngoda. Acha kusala punga. Wape kosa kale la raya nyusi. Toto kama mapedo reimana. Dalmon ngisboyanga ngodokosi anga ngismokosi. Yes pulang sapu dorong ngode korati so. Kada jana kini deki. Jana kini deki. Yakin deki korati senega.
Don't forget me, remember it wherever I go.
Enini keja utene konyene pingara na joso. Atifta ngali sas bala beta ya reno. To dareng na pina na josa akile. Akile ngune muki unete ngese ya lamare. Nara jaengo ne bone mame kilo kiti. Jaitasione sana kere. Mamjipu paya. Dodo na lomara ngodo buruko. Jau na ngodaya lame Julai na ngodaya.
Orija kina ngapala na mat. Banga anya tuksono fora yuni somane kisengo. Isomane kisenga juno. Masi jono ipwa eleke. Dobi jekini ya kwa namo itupuja nunuku. Mamjipera hadi somo. Arairo kwa na dongine sude chanchara de sawa. Eberi yalo sa somu siri iperi jokai. Domo boje aimonya tenge nari mamji soma. Angara kine ngona bwe group la ngara kengo. Por vera sa gera piti adigain. Da sa piti adigain. Motimoro korende korebo seitu. Ikora seitu amorona. Itungi chapaki kanya more ba itenga do pit. Kwana uri ataku seitu. Ngese polo kwa nejari.
Where the husband has little, he has to meet the cost of education, health, building the home, etc. And once you are always going to him, may I have something? Tomorrow again, may I have something? All the time, may I have something? That is where slaps, kicks, and insults come and fights.
Eja odela jai mama rai kwana. Teji julani buni jai koni so di timane. Iteji wo suda no kote ni jai so. Everyone that una polo keja kwana simi nanara. Teji rutu kwana ngo di tiyo kwana.
So they have lessened that burden by being productive and innovative. They are now able to buy some salt, buy some clothes, buy some Some go to the salon, and they are able to support their children. Nutrition is better. The reason their bodies are looking refreshed. So this is a big milestone in the fight for GBV.
So, akiro muna kuna nyingi dia bara. But apa desa different ma. Woto suno baka imita. Ganga ne si no. Mwenye te masa ma. Amori pedo. Desa pa mu jesu pe puida ubugi. Mami chamu to singi ti jor hasa ras. Chamu limber wako jipokesho konyo shomi jo. Ngai chamu ye tu ne nera ngeti mami mina teneda. Chama ki ya ngai ngat lo ya mu do boy ngengo suno baka imita.
Gabe.
I shared with my colleagues that I'm hearing the ginfall birds lay so many eggs. And at that time, ginfall eggs were very expensive. And locally, I believed that is the only way we could help these people. So I told them that I am told these things, the eggs are really very expensive. So we said, let's buy those eggs, then we shall give these people, the ones who are living with HIV/AIDS, and they will be the ones to give their local chicken to hatch those eggs, and they try to breed them. Once those chicks grow, the ginfall chicks, once they grow, we are able to have now the birds that will help us produce or lay more eggs. Now these eggs, the reason why we did that, we wanted the eggs, the ginfall eggs, for two reasons. One, when we sell the eggs after the birds, the ginfall birds laying, when we sell the eggs, those eggs will generate for the people living with HIV/AIDS. Later, let those eggs, some of those eggs, be eaten by these people for nutrition purposes. That is how we were trying to help them gain energy and have longer life. It also encouraged them to continue swallowing medicine, because now life had become somehow, not 100%, but somehow better. Of course, we kept on telling them that your life depends on these drugs. If you want to see your children grow, you need to take these drugs.
Kunyedo bokwa na bungtu na jengo engodo be dariki na rantu antu de kesi ba ngalengo mamba ngatinu mambia yi da ari bodo na pejai nisdo kwa na pressure alimuno kine ngodo acham tai tupunuka jako pana sobali grupu ni uongonoda nwa gweo non tu kesi akera kesi da ngunu mame jarta kede kurte jasko pana mida grupu ni nudo ka ukosi solo kwa no apolo jalo to tongi na numa mede kasi. Nungal munen kisa pon lo por kese pon la bunge medao. Akile arene pina noto. No dobo be chire ngono ayam nango be. Abarama jongona. Ijas keda kile da. Ali mo nango kesi be arai ije kinon bi dope. Mambo medao noni. Boy kinoso mo grupun ebuma kinoso. Tero ni medao ni. Mambere be podo itosu kwa neka kiroda. Eni ngoli arija dibaisa. Dibaisa werito kanongo ba dibaisa. Echoran keji.
Actually, when I finished my bachelor, one thing that came to my mind was I said, someone saved the life of my mom, and so I should also save the lives of others. So that thing motivated me to go for a short course in HIV/AIDS counseling and testing. Here in Uganda, or let me say in Africa, we believe in supporting each other. That is Ubuntu. We believe and we know that you are a person today because of someone. Just like I can take an example of this tree that we are seated on. This shade we are seated on was planted probably by someone. And here we are enjoying what someone actually did. So that kind of belief in us has really helped us in Uganda. I would say in Teso, because sometimes it's not that you have everything. There is that thing that you lack in life, and someone has it. And so when you help, that help comes back to you. Just like when someone helped my mom, you know, that thing was helping all of us as a family. And that is why I said I should also pour out, this love to other people. And that is what has made us to thrive in this family, in this community. And I don't regret when I help, because I know someone also helped me. And I also know when I help another person, that will help the other, and the whole world will transform and will be a global village.
Because it has come out, compared to somebody who is having self-stigma. Even when people are talking something, you think they're talking about you. Even when people are talking, even when they are not. And it psychologically tortures you. It psychologically tortures you. So we came up then with a drama group in order to move around and sensitize the communities. Our focus was for people to test. We came up with skits. We came up with songs talking about our communities, talking about the beauty of opening up disclosing your status such that the community knows. We came up with drama plays and songs which depicted GBV in a family. And in the process, as the drama maybe is going on in a particular community, we move with people from the laboratory. They will be sitting in one side, and we shall be encouraging people. Those ones who are ready, can you go and test? Those ones who are ready, can you go and test? Now, those ones who have tested the negative, we see how to start them on treatment. So the music and dance drama that we formed was only for people who are HIV positive, such that they are able to give others their testimonies. And then somebody looks and says, oh, I thought I was going to die. Is that one positive? Oh, I should also go and test. Oh, if I'm positive, let me also follow the positive living concept so that I can live on, so that I can take care of my children, so that I can enjoy life. Life is all about you. It's all about you. If you want to enjoy it to the fullest, you have to look for ways of enjoying it. So as we talk today, HIV is not like when we started. I could be walking on the street and then I met a gentleman like this one. Like we saw in the drama. Hello, hello. Yes, Christina, what do you say? I love you. It is up to me to say yes. Oh, Joe, you do love me. But unless you listen to one of my secrets. And what is that secret? I am HIV what? Do you still love me? Even with my HIV? They are there who will say, yes, even with HIV, I do what? I love you. It doesn't mean that when you have HIV, you are not lovable. No.
So we, as women, we use the tree so much. Apart from being medicinal, we also use for fuel, for cooking. A kitchen, a family without firewood, you can't have food. So we thought wisely that woman needs a tree more than anybody. You are going to the garden, you keep your child lie under a tree where there's shade. You want to cook, you want a tree. Everything you want to do, a tree. So we said, no, let us first demonstrate, plant our trees.
We started the idea of the football project to help the young girls stay at school, try and give them knowledge and guide them using the power of the collectiveness of football. But drawing our idea from the cultural divide of togetherness in the community, coming together to celebrate ideas here and there. So we thought, yeah, why can't we use football to create that nucleus that can attract people into a common goal. And yes, football did help us a lot. We started with the girls, but later on we realized that we cannot build greater queens for broken kings. These are the girls that will get married to the same boys. So if we leave these boys out, then what will happen in the future? Shall the future be for only women? We said no, we need to unite together and incorporate the boys as well into the project. When we started the project, it was tough, especially for the girls, given the fact that football is, in the African context, it's being looked at as a boys' game, like it's a game for boys. Women don't need to do it. We started struggling a lot with the girls, a lot of resistance from the parents that we are spoiling the girls. We are making them wear shorts, which is looked at being indecent in the African context.
At home, I had a challenge with my parents. They couldn't allow me to go for football, especially my father. Whenever you leave home that you're going for field, for training, he says, know where you're going. Even if you get a stick and start caning you, he said, Daddy, I have a love for football. That's my talent. Really, I love football. I'm going. Please, I'm sorry, Daddy, I'm sorry. The man couldn't allow me to go for football. But I would talk with my mother. My mother really loved me. She'd accept me and I would go and train football. I come back. When I reach home like this, I find Daddy. Daddy stuff on me. He said, Sandra, where were you? He said, football is not taking you anywhere. I really need you to concentrate with your books, not football. So I said, Daddy, with the talent God has given me, please, though there's education also, and there's also your talent. Whether education fails or talent takes you somewhere, then please accept me like this.
they built confidence in us that football is not just for fun, but it can help these girls attain a better future. So we won the trophy, and it was amazing to bring the trophy in the village, and they're like, wow, you mean these girls can go play football, get the trophy, and even come with medals? We have an amazing goalkeeper called Agoliam Faith. Agoliam Faith has no dad. She lost her mother as well due to breast cancer. But she has been a very consistent player.
I'm from Aterai village in Kumi district. I'm a player of CBI Sports Academy. I started my football career 2019. It was not easy to start up to this level where I am. And I never expected to be whom I am right now. Because how we started was difficult and so terrible. At times, parents could quarrel at our manager, coaches, and they could talk bad things about him. But through his heart of endurance and the parental heart he has, the one which has made us to be who I am. I'm here, but last year, 2023, March, we went to Dar es Salaam. It was my first time to be on an aeroplane, but it was because of CBI Sports Academy. Yeah. And it was an interesting time to be on an aeroplane, and it was my first time. And I still believe that I have more opportunities to be on the aeroplane and through football and academics. I'm very sure that we have a bright future.
She managed to fly to Tanzania for the East African Games, and she has also won a number of accolades, and it was amazing. And when Agoliam came back from Tanzania with her football team, I remember her bringing me a gift, that she's bringing a gift to the coach. And the gift that she brought me humbled me so much. She brought for me a whistle. That, coach, I bought for you a whistle. So when I asked her, of all things, why didn't you buy for me maybe a bread, buy for me a shirt? Why did you bring for me a whistle? Faith told me that I should use a whistle to help many achieve what she has achieved. So it really showed me that maybe the little things that we are doing are actually creating impact in these kids, and perhaps it will ripple tank and create bigger impacts in the community. So it's an amazing thing when we win a trophy and the whole community comes to celebrate it. Like, yeah, it's our thing. Like, we win a trophy as little kids, but when it comes to the celebration, everyone comes. So that's the belief of being together. And if we still continue to think around togetherness, around working together, I think that's where Africa would be able to create a bigger change. Not just one leader can change a community, not just one person can change a community, but it takes everyone in the community to create change. It takes collective effort, it takes collective responsibility, that everyone has a part to play. You know, many Africans think that in the recent times that for you to help them, then you need to give them cash, you need to give them money. But they did forget that there used to be a saying in the olden days in the African context that you don't need to give me a fish, but you rather give me a hook. Because if you give me a fish today, I'll eat and go and rest, but tomorrow I'll wake up without anything. So why don't you give me a hook such that every morning I'll wake up and go and fish my own fish? So I think it is mindset. It all rotates around the mindset that for us to build our communities, for us to build a better future, it doesn't only need money. It is not all about money. It is not all about the resources that we need. But we need to start it from the mindset. We need to change the mindsets of our people. That If they have the right attitude, if they have the right mindset, then they can be able to use the little resources that they can get in order to build bigger things. When I leave, what will I leave behind? It doesn't make sense for you to do something, you leave and everything dies. It makes a lot of sense for you to build an idea, to build a perspective in the community where that even if you leave, the idea stays, is deeply rooted in the community. So I think we have a lot of work to do in the mindsets of our people.
They do garden work as a team. They help each other. When they leave the garden, they go and graze animals, and in the evening, they come and they congregate in these groups, discussing things that are very important for their communities, for their families, for their households. Meanwhile, sipping the local brew called Waraji or Marwa. The other one is not here, a John Alakai. It's not yet here. But when they are doing this, they are still doing more value to the community. They are able to help others. Do you know what they are doing? They are shelling Jinat. And the owner of the family, Muzoyo Dongo here, the owner of the family, has not paid them any money, you know, but they have helped him and shell Jinat. And tomorrow he's going to plant this Jinat and it benefits his family.
There are those ones who are in the garden. There are about 30 people working right now, and they are helping in the course of planting. Here we're sharing granules that is to be planted tomorrow. The same group will be working together tomorrow to plant the granules for this brother of ours. So in that kind of thing, I will say we are proud of ourselves. We are proud of ourselves, and we wish to promote all whatever we are doing to our children. And in so doing so, we have got one belief ahead of us. We are going to make developments of our own. For us, we don't want people to come and set developments in us. We are going to work on our own.
Going back to the real African culture, real African perspective may not be wholesomely possible, because Africa has gone through a lot of situations, right from the times of colonialism to slavery, now to the global world of science and technology and social media. I don't think it is wholesomely possible to get back there, but I strongly believe that we can still have a lot of things to borrow from there and try and incorporate them into the current world. We can no longer say that we have to go and hunt. It's no longer possible, but we can train our kids the tactics of how we used to hunt. How can they use those tactics to thrive in the current situation? In the African culture back then, we used to sit our kids in fire and tell them stories and so forth. Those we can borrow them and still use them in the current situation. So it's just a matter of empowering our people and getting them know that it's not all about forgetting their history, but it's all about borrowing what was more important in their history and incorporating them into the current situation. Yes, the Global West has done a lot of things. They literally control a lot of things, but not everything that comes from the West may be fitting into our communities. So we as leaders as well need to teach our communities that we need to borrow what is relevant for our community. Not everything is relevant here. What works in the US, in the UK might not work here in Uganda. But there are certain things that work in the UK, in the US that we can borrow and they can help us in Uganda. So it's upon us, the leaders, it's upon us who care about these communities to try and educate them on what is important for them to do.
Abudanga de gula ki na ata abudanga acho jaunde ngoda ne pigi ardosa somi no mide grupu ikore no bere mi pon apata gata ngara kine nga waila duwe ai kishom agwela ngoda o yangare ngo isriki no sebero ngara ito sengo usori kini bodo ekora indosa amerike kin por amerike kin ngara isengo noi agwela de ngara amerike ka ngara semero amerike kin obuanga da puata buanga agwela chie agar wada duku de kaida ngun
Our dear visitors, you are most welcome to this place. You have been here is a great value. We wish you to maintain such. Welcome, you are welcome. Our dear visitors, you are most welcome to this place. You have been here is a great value. We wish you to maintain such. Welcome, you are welcome. Our dear visitors, you are most welcome to this place. You have been here is a great value. We wish you to maintain such. Welcome, you are welcome. Our dear visitors, you are most welcome to this place. You have been here is a great value. We wish you to maintain such. Our dear visitors, we are happy to receive you. For somebody who rendered us, we are so grateful. We are really serious to make sure here in Morkakise we shine again and again. Our dear visitors, we are happy to receive you. For the support you render us, we are so grateful. We are really serious to make sure here in Morkakise we shine again and again. So grateful. We are really serious to make sure